fantasy about vampires is everything you said, and then the ability to, most vampires they show, they're always switching partners, and you can have sex for hundreds of years.
Right, right. It's beautiful.
So that's the main part.
It would be for me. I wanted to ask about Lafayette, like where were they going with, I love the way they really expanded on his character, but where are they going and what is the real special relationship between him and Eric?
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I know where they're going in season 4 a bit. We kind of know that.
You can give us a peek.
You don't want, you say you want it, but you don't want it.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. I'll tell you one thing about Nelson and Lafayette. You know, he was supposed to die at the end of the first season. And it was supposed to be his foot in the car. I mean, like, it was supposed, but he's so good that there was no way we were gonna, you know, Alan was gonna kill him.
I was pleasantly surprised because I've read the books.
Yeah, right? Yeah. There's a lot of different things that we changed with the books, and some of them were good like that,
I mean, he just this season is just continuing to be the fabulous Lafayette that we love, and I just love his relationship with the vampires. You know, some of my favorite scenes. I mean, I just love anything they give me, but threatening him is really fun. You know, he calls me hooker. And so he's just getting to continue to have those run-ins with vampires. And we've been having fun with him this year.
So thank you. Right here.
As a fan, everyone has their favorites on the show. And for the three of you with such intelligent and nuanced performances, looking at the other actors that you work with, who are your favorite characters? Who are your favorite portrayals and why?
Oh man. Can I go? I have a very personal opinion, I do. I love both of you. Both of you are two of my favorites. But one person that is my favorite, I absolutely love Deborah Amble's portrayal of Jessica. I only get to work with the other people you work with, so I work a lot with Anna, I work a lot with Joe, who plays Al Steve. I don't get to work with her a lot, so I never even have told her this, so I love talking about it right now, but what she's done since the first season, and how she's expanded that character, like, I just think she's phenomenal, man. I think she's so intelligent, and she's just added so much that's not even, the writing is as incredible as it is, and she's taken it to a whole new level, you know. At this point, they just write for her, and for her brilliance as a performer. I think that she's just intelligent and vulnerable, and has just made that character something, because was that even it?
No, it's made.
Yeah, because it's not in the books, you know, so it's really, I really admire her for sure.
You know, when I'm sitting there watching the show with my husband, I'm like, oh, she's so good. And then the next day, oh, he's so good.
Yeah, it's like,
oh my God, she's so good. And so it changes, you know, and it's such an incredible cast. But I do, you know, last year I got to work with Dennis O'Hare a lot, and that was remarkable.
Yeah, he's great.
He's so good. I mean, really, he raised the bar, you know, for us as actors, I felt. You know, I'd do a scene with him and think, oh my God, I need to work a little harder on this next scene I do with him. And then I tend to really love Jason Stackhouse, you know, and Ryan. I just find him so funny. I just really, he's so funny. And the other Bauer, Chris Bauer.
Yeah, Chris Bauer.
I mean, there's so many good people.
Yeah, and the funny thing about Jason Stackhouse, he's nothing like that.
Nothing.
Like, nothing. He completely
absolutely.
Just like Nelson is nothing like
nothing like that. Yeah.
I mean, again, there's so many people's performances that I love for different reasons. But recently, I've just been totally digging Todd, who played,
He's Terry Balfour.
Who plays Terry Balfour.
Oh my God, he's funny.
He just always cracks me up. and I get to do a lot of work with him, and he and Carrie Preston, who plays our lead, you know, their relationship is really funny. But they get to do some more stuff in season 4, but yeah, Todd cracks me up.
He's amazing.
When he, gosh, I don't want to spoil. I just thought of something I wanted to say, but I'm not sure what season it's in. No, it was the reasons, what do you have the list of reasons?
Oh, that was last year, I think. Yeah, when she's in the bathroom and he's going through his list of reasons.
Yeah.
Was that last year?
Yeah, he's going through his list of reasons. Yeah, his Felix's armadillo.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, he just cracks me up.
I love that. I love that.
Awesome. Right here.
Sam, you are my favorite.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, your character is such a good guy, and so that's why I'm excited, but also a little anxious to see like what's going to happen with that. What can you say about like when Lafayette saw you with whatever voodoo was going on with him, and he saw like your hands with the blood? Is that like he saw your past, or he saw your future, or he saw like what was going on with you in some representational way? Or?
Yeah, he was, okay, right. I'm trying to remember, like, because he had just had...
Like you were in the bar and your hands...
Right, yeah, oh, I remember the scene. Yeah, I just come out of my trailer and I was unlocking the bar for him and he looked over and I had blood. And I said, I don't know if you could hear what I said because they did some stuff to the voice, but I said, don't cross me or you'll die.
Yeah.
But, you know, the thing is, I think that was more about him than it was about, like, something... I think it was more of a hallucination. It was more about his own fears about himself than something intrinsically about my character, I'm pretty sure. But that was a really cool scene, you know. I remember, you know, having the blood on my hand and everything. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Right here, right?
Hi, I just want to say that I am a huge fan of True Blood, and my question is for Sam. I wanted to know, how did you feel when Sam's character took a dark turn? And also, if you can tell us, is there any hope for Sam and Tara?
Oh, yeah. Well, it seems like me and Tara are always going to get it on every year. Even if it's out of nowhere, which is usually what it is. It's like out of nowhere, oh, there they go. And I tell you something, we shot that scene when the last time we had sex. We shot it, I'm not kidding, it was 6 in the morning. And it was 6 in the morning. I mean, literally, I was, you know, naked, I had a robe on, and I took it off, and somebody handed me a coffee, and I took a drink, and then there was Tara, and she took her robe up, and they were like, okay, let's do rehearsal. And we were like, hello, okay. But yeah, I mean, but the first part of the question was the dark side. I love doing that. I mean, Sam was a real jerk, you know, in his bar. I mean, he was a real, you know, asshole. But it was a bad day. I mean, you know, it was sort of a drunken kind of bad day, but just kind of everything that led up to that, like the fight of me kind of beating that guy up and Sam kind of letting people walk all over him, quote unquote, I think that's what Tommy said. He finally stood up for himself and he had the dark turn, and it's kind of pushed me into a more realized, Sam's fuller self now can come out next season because he's let go of that sort of inhibition of always kind of holding things in. So the dark turn was great. It was fun to do that as an actor because you know, it's just fun to do something different, and it's going to lead to some interesting places. But Sam, you know, it's not like Sam's character has totally changed or anything. You know, I'm still a good guy.
I'm going to take the question from this monitor.
I was going to say, what?
Will we see the King of Louisiana again? The tech crew wants to know. Tech crew.
Oh, okay, I was wondering because I just pointed to Brit and like, why is there a question coming up right here?
I love that even the tech crew are huge fans of the show.
The tech crew know how to cut in line. They just have to
Now, we don't know for sure if we're going to see the King of Louisiana again, but I would bet you a lot that we will.
At some point.
Dennis O'Hara
He's too good.
everyone was just so enamored with him, and that character. And what's going to be great is when he does come back, he's going to be pissed. And crazier.
Yeah.
Awesome. Right over here to the left.
Alright, so when I first started watching it, I think me and my dad tried watching together, and like, more stares at each other than the remote, wondering if we should fast forward through scenes. I was wondering, what are reactions that all of you tend to get when people you know have seen the show, and Sam, unfortunately, you have the most experience of being butt naked. What do people say to you in regards to the somewhat awkward scene?
Oh, about having, well, it's weird, like, I don't think my mom can watch the show. Like, my dad will text me, good show, Sam. And my mom will just, you know, and I think there's a whole side of my extended family that can't watch it. They tried, but that the first episode of the first show, with the chains, and you remember that? And that was like one of the most risque shots that we ever did. So it weeded people out, like, immediately.
That's right, if you can't take it.
So thank you, perverts, for sticking around.
In my family, only my mother, she's 70, she's the only one who can watch it, which I think is so funny. She's like, I think it's fun. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Excellent. Right here.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. I love all of your characters. One of the biggest things that I love about the show True Blood is that it provides that escape for a lot of us. When we look at the news and there's such a harsh world out there, it provides a great world of escape.
Yeah.
One of the other things I love about the show is the showing of the strong women that you have cast. Now, this is specifically for Kristin and Brit. Do you ever have objections? I know it's hard to say no to such great writing. Do you ever have a say in how you want your character to show strength or not show a certain weakness whenever you get the script?
I'll let you go first.
We do have say in that there's nothing that I've had to say that I disagree with. You know, I haven't felt that. And the director is really helpful and the writer's really helpful. They're on the set. So they kind of have an eye on the volume knob, you know. No, she's going to be more vulnerable here. No, she's really strong here. And so that's super helpful. And pretty much you come in and the director says, okay, well, let's just say the words. So we all just stand there and say it. Then we start kind of trying to figure out where we're going to stand. And then we start getting into the acting part. And it really is a collaboration. But mainly now, that's how I feel anyway, I kind of know a bit more who Pam is, and so it's very fluid. I haven't had any sort of like, no, that's Kristin, what the hell are you doing? And I haven't read anything thinking, what the hell are they doing?
Yeah.
It's pretty much like I do it, and they go, I like it. And here and there they'll say a little more here and there, but it's pretty harmonious, which is a great feeling as an actor, and it's really like it's a nice place to go to work.
Yeah. I think that with my character, I only had about 5 episodes last season. I have more this season, so last season it was interesting because the character was so tough, and it was, you know, very, very tough. And so any part of me that wanted to make Debbie likable, it's kind of like, at some point you just have to give it up and trust the writing, you know? Like, yeah, of course, you know, every actor wants to be liked, but my purpose was not to be liked, you know? My purpose was not to be sympathized with, but it's weird, and at the same time, it's kind of like when you're acting, you're trying to like be a lawyer for your client, and your client is your character.
Right.
You're trying to argue their case all the time, so it's weird though. I mean, I never had to really ask the writing or ask Alan or ask anyone for anything, because I kind of trusted that as long as I worked on that and tried to show a little bit of vulnerability or show where Debbie was coming from, that it would show up. You know what I mean? Kind of just trust it. And it was funny, every time I'd be like, wow, I really hope I get to do blank. Or I really hope I get a line that's like blank, so the audience can see blank. It would always get written. So they're always one step ahead of it, I feel. You know, I just try and trust it and do my work as the actor, and it always shows up.
It does.
You know what I mean?
True.
They always answer the questions for me. Whenever I'm like, I hope, you know, especially this season, I feel like a lot gets answered for Debbie. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Right here.
My questions and comments are for Kristin. First of all, I love Pam. I think the adjective that describes her best is bitch-tastic.
She needs a shirt.
So my questions are this. Are we going to expect more bitch-tasticness from her in season 4? Is Eric ever going to buy her a brand new pair of pumps that she messed up?
Well, yeah, she is so effing bitch-tastic this year. I mean, I just the other night was falling asleep and just thought, I love her. I just cannot believe what she's going through this year. And she is still dressing for every occasion. And not like most of us would be in the corner crumbling, and she's like, I'm gonna fucking kill somebody. She is so unbelievable. I'm so impressed with him. And then the pumps, you know, I don't know. Eric is like lost his memory, has no memory that Pam needs shoes, or, you know, he doesn't even remember Pam this year. It's very interesting. Their whole dynamic changes, and I'm literally reading it, you know, this week, but he'll be back to buying me pumps. I know he will.
Thank you. Robin?
Where do you film the majority of the scenes location-wise, and also does the 4th season stick to the book for anybody who's...
Well, I've read the first 4 books, and I mean, they kind of, you know, I can't remember specifically each one, but we are following the 4th book to a certain extent, you know, and we'll kind of go off a little bit for sure. And yeah, we shoot most of it in LA, but the first 2 years we went to Louisiana a couple times to get some stuff, like there was that scene where I was running naked on the hill, you know.